Welcome to Marketing Mistakes and How to Avoid Them, a weekly podcast hosted by Stacy Jones, the CEO and founder of Los Angeles entertainment marketing agency Hollywood Branded. Join Stacy and learn from her 20 years of experience as she shares top-notch advice on marketing best practices for brands and walks you through how to leverage entertainment content and influencer partnerships to increase your brand's overall consumer engagement and, most importantly, your sales. And now, here's your host, Stacy Jones.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing Mistakes and How to Avoid Them. I'm Stacy Jones, and today I'm going to talk to you about the power of award shows for brands and the best way to leverage opportunities like the Oscars for brand marketing partnerships. The Oscars itself this last year reached about 26.5 million people in the United States, and as reported by the Oscars previously, and there's no way to confirm this by the way, hundreds of millions of people watch the ceremony around the world every year. In the prime time of smack of the middle of the night in many countries, the fact is how many people internationally watch the awards shows doesn't really matter, as the name itself carries the weight of gold and allows all those associated with it to be considered Oscar-worthy and the best of the best through this implied celebrity endorsement. The magazines and digital coverage of the event are what people race to consume, allowing brands who are able to find a way to become involved from official capacity as sponsors down to gifting events and red carpet walks, rubbing shoulders with celebrities at off-site events, a shimmer of that gold stardust. From who wore what to branded red carpet step and repeats at after parties or champagne toasts, brands are indeed involved in every aspect of the Oscars. The Academy has a fact sheet actually saying that over 225 countries watch the Oscars to the tune of several hundred million people that I mentioned before. But in reality, no one really knows how many people watch the Oscars internationally, or any TV show in fact. When a show owner, which is typically a U.S. distributor, sells the licensing to air their show in another country, they collect a fee for doing so. The other distributor has no obligations to monitor and report back viewership numbers, and in fact, it's to their best interest to not share that information. After all, if the original content owner felt that what they were selling actually was worth way more, then the price to license it might rise. The Hollywood Reporter, back in 2015, did a study to see the actual global viewership, and got as close as possible to the best guesstimate of who tunes in, where. Here's the numbers that they found out. Back in 2015, they said in the United States, 37.3 million people. Now, mind you, there was only 26.5 million people who tuned in this year. Literally, in the last 3 years, it's dropped that much. In Canada, 5.5 million people. In Latin America, 5.45 million people. In India, 4.5 million people. Mexico, 3.8 million. The Middle East, which includes Dubai, really is what they're talking about, 2.2 million people. The UK, around 1.08 million people on Sky. In Japan, they're estimating maybe about 1 million people on WowWow. In Scandinavia, they're estimating maybe about 1 million people on smaller cable channels. In Australia, about 780,000 people on Nine Network. In South Korea, over 700,000 people on channel CGV. In Russia, around 540,000 people on channel 1. In Germany, 470,000 people on ProSieben. And in China, 365,000 plus on CCTV. And they actually in China air the Oscar ceremony live at 9:30 in the morning. In France, about 103,000 people tune in on Canal Plus. In the Netherlands, about 100,000 people on Film One. And in South Africa, 57,000 viewers on Mnet Movies Premiere. And in Spain, 48,000 on Canal Plus. And the rest of Asia grouped together, but there's no estimate, but it includes HBO Asia and the fact that they don't report metrics for Oscar viewing for Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Macau, Malaysia, Myanmar, Palau, Singapore, or Vietnam. So all those places actually see it, but we don't know the numbers. That brings the total viewership internationally to about 27.95 million people from some of the largest countries who would watch. A far cry from the hundreds of millions touted by the Oscars. But once you add in all those people who watch snippets on the news or read about it in the paper or digitally, there's no doubt that hundreds of millions of people indeed are watching the Oscars in some form, or at least a little bit of the show. This year, Ad Age has reported that 10 brands have partnered with the Oscars to embed their brand throughout commercial time of the show, many of them positioning themselves as supporting positive women as part of the Me Too reaction. And when we actually watched the show, we saw that a number of brands bought multiple commercials, including Walmart, who actually had 6 inside the Oscars themselves because they ran 3 60-second pieces. And of course, there's always those special in-show appearances in segment 2, a la Ellen DeGeneres, and I talked about this in a previous podcast actually. Each of the ad spots certainly cost much less than the over $5 million a 32nd of the Super Bowl cost this year, and were all priced between $2 and $2.5 million each. And that's reaching an audience that hit 26.5 million people. Back in 2017, that was 32.9 people. All of the Oscar shows have dropped since 2014's highest tune-in ever, which reached 43.7 million people. That audience reach and those price tags, however, are actually an apples-to-apple comparison with a cost per thousand CPM, similar reach of $45.76 for the Oscars compared to $48.35 for the Super Bowl. And if you're a brand that can afford it, more the power to you. But for all those brands out there who can't come up with several $1 million, what can you do? How do you still align yourself to the Oscars? There's actually a lot of options. So let's talk about other opportunities at the Oscars. Celebrity gifting lounges rule the Oscars and are one of the favorite ways for brands to join in the media frenzy. These lounges absolutely do not command top talent. There are few, if any, true A-listers who attend them, but a bevy of B and C-listers who your brand will find even more valuable, as they are more relatable to consumers and will actually pose for pictures with your brand. In the order of the most expensive to the least expensive opportunities to still have some sort of partnership with the Oscars, let's walk through them. First, you can work with having your brand partnered with an Entertainment Tonight, an Inside Edition, an Extra TV, or Access Hollywood segment, as part of the show's red carpet exposure provides guaranteed branding and PR, all rolled into one. Plus, usually some nice A-lister implied endorsement as well from being associated within that atmosphere. Fees are going to start at around $150,000 plus, traditionally for a single episode partnership. Really robust campaigns will typically start $250,000 or more, even up into the 7 figures. So what should you expect from this? These are best for national TV exposures before or after the event. You get brand scripted mentions by the TV host. You get relevant storyline tied to the brand discussion going on. You usually get A, B to A+ level talent associated, at least seen behind the image of your logo. Photos and video of talent on red carpet for brand social media usage might be attainable, and the TV show is going to post and tag your brand on their social media, and you might get possible sampling or brand activation areas backstage, as well as product giveaways. Then there's the after Oscars red carpet private parties. Getting your brand's logo on the step and repeat at a major Hollywood shindig, which is the A-listers walking alongside that logo on that step and repeat on the red carpet as they pose for the cameras, will definitely yield publicity for your brand. But it's at a high cost. Don't plan on being able to participate with step and repeat brand activations under 6 figures with any event that has A-list attendees. Although there are always some exceptions, usually there's some guaranteed press that will go along with the sponsorship, and some events even have activation station capability for those attending to truly get to be exposed in person to your brand. So what should your brand expect at these types of after Oscars red carpet private parties? These are best for branding and experiences at A-lister events, and then also social media from the brand from behind the scenes activations. A to B level talent usually attends, as well as Hollywood VIPs. You might get photos with talent and branding. There's possible step and repeat brand logo opportunities. You have product giveaways and sampling that may be possible. Media coverage on the red carpet is very likely. And brand activation area depends on the event, but you should be able to set up something where your brand has presence. And a limited brand number can actually participate, so you're not getting swamped with too many. And you're going to probably get tickets to the event. And then let's talk about the Celebrity Gift Lounge. For the Oscars, there's no official gifting lounge, but a handful of events are curated by event producers who invite brands to pay a fee to be on site, and then they invite media and celebrity talent to stop by for free items. And now let's talk about why would a celebrity talent want to stop by for free items? Because it's free. They want the free things. They like the goodies. Celebrities love this because they get both media attention and a bag of takeaways. Brands love it because they get reasonably priced opportunities to have dozens of photos of established and emerging talent shown with their brand, picked up in media with a celebrity holding the brand or standing by a sign, and they're able to start creating real-life relationships with celebrities who can become fans to the brand itself. We've seen this work so well for brands over the years, but some lounges are not as good as others, and if you don't do anything with the photos you secure, then the value ROI starts to decline. There are definite strategies to make this type of partnership a success. Costs at the better lounges traditionally run over $25,000. What your brand should expect at a celebrity gifting lounge. These are best for building relationships, getting product pictures with celebrities. You're going to have B, C, D level recognizable talent. Maybe you'll have some that you consider an A. There's great photos with talent and product in hand. And then you're going to have product giveaways too. There's on-site media coverage and press sampling. You can do social media pictures from on-site. And you're going to usually have a 6, a 12, or 18-foot display area for your product and some really strong signage presence. On the lowest level, you're going to be looking at the celebrity gift bag. If your brand wants to mingle with the stars and be taken home as well, on the cheap, then the celebrity gift bag opportunity is totally for you. The negatives are you really don't get too much out of it. Some will offer inclusion as a mention in a press release, and others may provide a group shot of all the brands in the bag as a photo, and a very select few will actually create some pretty cool gift bag extension opportunities, with guaranteed on-air mention during an interview or photos with a celebrity. In this case, what your brand should expect from working with a celebrity gift bag is that it's going to be best for low-cost sampling to celebrities and Hollywood influencers. You're going to get A+ to AB level talent and VIPs, maybe lower as well. You're going to do possible photos of the gift bag. It's not always included. You're going to have select media coverage guarantees based on the event, if they're included. You'll have product giveaways. And then you'll also be the sponsor of the actual gift bag. The tote, the duffel is possible with your brand logo on it if you want to kind of heighten the fee that you're going to pay. And quite frankly, if you can get that branding on that tote duffel bag, that's where your best pictures are going to come from, so you should totally do that. Celebrity events are branding and brand launching opportunities, and working with events to showcase your brand in an environment where they are responsible for bringing in the celebrities and media is a major benefit for brands. To learn more about this, be sure to download our event calendar from our agency's website to see what upcoming events may be around prime branding times for your company. And make sure you stop by HollywoodBranded.com to look at the rest of our library, which has infographics, white papers, ebooks, and videos, or our blog, blog.hollywoodbranded.com, which has hundreds of helpful hints on how to make brand influencers and entertainment content partnerships a success from the get-go. That's it for this episode. I hope it was helpful, and please let me know if you have any feedback. I'll see you next week. And as always, if you need a little or a lot of help, my agency, Hollywood Branded, is here to lend a hand. If you would leave a review or any questions I can address in the future, I'd really appreciate it, as your feedback helps me know my advice is valuable and interesting to you.
Are you ready to make the magic of product placement, celebrity event activations, or influencer partnerships help your sales? Visit HollywoodBranded.com to gain access to free content to learn which key tactics best fit your brand. You'll find surveys, webinars, daily blogs, ebooks, and guides, all created to make sure you have access to the best possible marketing practices. Don't forget to join Stacy Jones for our next podcast conversation about marketing mistakes and how to avoid them. Let's make that entertainment marketing magic happen for you.